Yeah, no, so with the copper bit, it's not really been a problem. I think everybody has this idea that any of the currencies will get inflated, but the reality is that there's just not enough purchase. Really, because resources are so freely attainable, any group can get any resource they want. People who
Mm-hmm.
usually buy things, buying it because they need it, because maybe they're solo, they're smaller faction, and the problem is that they can spend money, then they don't really have a way to get money back because,
Yeah.
for instance, nobody really needs it, right? The big factions don't need to buy anything. And so when it comes to the worry about inflation and using something like Copperbit, I don't really run into issue. Most of the people who buy things buy it because they're, you know, relatively beginning out or starting out, or they're relatively poor when it comes to resources. They can easily get copper and they can get what they need with that. And then any of the people who are wealthier, say from Bastion, be able
Mm-hmm.
to come down and they usually just exchange narcs for copper bits in order to buy lore items or things that.
They like and
So
they're interested in.
say that again. Sorry.
So it it's essentially the only reason they would come down here to purchase things would be if they see like, oh, this is a cool little trinket, or like, oh, for example, these the chiseled statues that you have behind you, something
Oh
like that.
yeah, yes, yeah. I mean, one has to think from a merchant's perspective, right? When you have all of the main resource that the world can thing that you have to do to create value usually comes in a few forms. You can create it by either getting goods that are rare and hard to find. You can do
Mm-hmm.
it by creating creative goods. Chiseling is a great example of that. I've looked to
Mm-hmm.
expand on. And then the third way is usually through some kind of labor of convenience. So, for instance, if you're wealthy enough, maybe you don't like clay forming. Well, you can have somebody else do all.
Mm-hmm.
So, those are the three real products that tend to sell in the more mature economy.
How have you
Lore items,
seen
creative works, or
success in this? How have
labor.
you yourself has succeeded in a lot of this? Where have you seen that you have a lot of issues, and where have you seen room to grow on this?
Oh yeah, well, so the main successes come usually from going out and straight up finding people who need things. So if you go out and you ask different smaller factions who need stuff, often they are searching for sample items to make. And if you know where that is, you can definitely make a that. I've also had some success, of course, selling more lore items. That has been successful. Schematics. Uh, Chiseled goods, I actually haven't really sold too much, but that's more of a recent. So when it comes to places to grow, I think this will become much more interesting as
Hmm.
things go along. So those are the main areas of success and then future improvement, I could say.
Okay. Where have you encountered most difficulty in terms of
Hmm.
like uh working with, not necessarily people, but it can include people.
Hmm. Yeah, most of it, generally everybody around here's been pretty nice and great. I suppose when it comes to difficulty, probably the biggest one been, well, more about issues with trade and the economics of currency. That's just because I put myself into those different.
Sorry. Could you repeat that last part? You cut out.
Oh yes, sorry. No, it's the place where I found the most difficulty is usually in in the currency arguments. That's just because I put myself in those.
Yeah.
But otherwise, people are pretty good.
Yeah. So you think that it would just be better to see it grow organically instead of the way that Bastion Steel has brought it up on? Or what would be more your perspective on this?
For the currency,
Yeah, with the currency.
oh,
In your case, with like them wanting to force the use of the Narcoin and you preferring the use of the copper bits.
well, I mean, the reality is that no one's, I mean, no one's really being forced to use either. I think the reality is that people just use whatever gets them the things they want. And right now, I think they're seeing a bit of an issue with the NARC, which is the result of that issue buying. And so I think really what would fix a lot of their problems reconsidered how they go about distributing the NARC. For instance, trying to create more of it, realizing that inflation isn't really an issue because they've restricted how much they make, mainly because they inflation. I just don't think inflation problem in this. It's just never going to be
Yeah.
because there's just a natural incentive not have to spend money once you have everything. And the people who have everything are usually making the money because you have the stuff to make.
Okay. So you say that there's a big problem that Bastion Seal has had with this. Could you elaborate more on it? Would you be able to?
Oh, well, this only just comes from what's been freely available from Raider conversation. That is, it seems like they've just had an issue.
An
The
issue.
coin seems to stay in Bastion.
Yeah.
It
It
doesn't.
it doesn't
And then from
spread out as much.
well, and from people in this area, the biggest complaint is that easy to spend NARC, but not really that easy.
To get them.
That get them.
Yeah, that's also been an issue down south as well with getting narcs and getting any coins in general. Well,
Yeah.
Trinity dwarf bucks have been pretty well spread out. It's just there's not really a reason to spend them. There's nothing to spend
Yeah.
them on. Another thing is, the places we want to spend them on, which is like spreading our commerce, say up here with Bastion Steel,
Mm-hmm.
they have refused to accept the Trinity coin. And when they do want to accept the Trinity coin is for very shitty items and nothing of real substantial value to anyone. Like, let's put this in perspective. They wanted to sell me a stack of sticks for 20 of those dwarf coins. Those dwarf
Oh, wow.
coins are made of gold. This is just an example. This is not an actual situation that occurred. This is just putting it
Oh,
into
right.
perspective. But you personally, would you feel like this is a very unjust trade and you feel like this is just essentially they're tugging on your arm and forcing your hand?
Oh, well, I suppose I'd look at it two ways. On one hand, in that example, it definitely seems like an unjust trade in the sense that I put the NARC and Trinity coin actually at value at the based off markets. However, I could also see the situation simply being one of, the world itself. There really just isn't a need to buy or sell anything. And so
Yeah.
anything they do buy or sell kind of has to be a forced transaction. I mean, a stack of 6 sticks for 20 coins, right? Probably isn't a deal I would make. But I could imagine somebody just trying to come up with something they, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get that. Alright. What else? I've in my
I mean, I will say, sorry, just to add this, I really don't think that people in Bastion are have any like ill intentions with. I think I think it's been more a result of just
yeah, I feel like
the
it's
nature of
just
these.
been essentially uh the fact that, well, how do I word this? I feel like it's more a aspect of them seeing it as I put a lot of work into this coin. I feel like this coin should be the one that works around.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like your coin. I haven't seen you put a lot of progress into that coin. So I don't want you using that coin instead of my coin.
Oh, I definitely see that sort of issue. Though I think also it's true, because you've been slowly working yourself south to north. It sounds.
Mm,
I think you'll find. I think going up to Bastion and talking to them more direct will offer more balance.
yeah.
Because many of the leaders up there, I don't think are really so haughty, so much as few of the people.
I've just encountered a lot of the people, not a lot of the leadership. A lot of the people have
Yeah.
been very, I wouldn't say antagonistic, but sometimes outright mean.
Yeah, I've encountered that too. Definitely with a number of the.
There
It
was
is an
this,
unfortunate thing. I don't think I could. I will say I don't know if I could.
you couldn't what?
I wouldn't join Bass.
Yeah. I had this
I'll even
one
say.
perspective that I saw. Oh, go on, sorry.
Oh, sorry. I was. It was just the lag thing. I was gonna say the. I've actually made a couple trips up there. To be honest, I don't really buy anything, do anything. Mostly just like.
To look
Just
around.
not much. Yeah, there's really just not much to do or much to. In my case.
Yeah. I have had a lot of fun down south though. Even though
Hey, I.
it's not as infra like the infrastructure isn't as vibrant or as amazing as the ones that I've seen up here. Down south, I see a lot of people uh having fun, just generally having
Oh, yeah.
fun, either farming or in this case now in the winter, they gather around campfires, tell stories, talk to each other, build homes, build cities, and
Yeah. No, I look
overall a
forward
lot
to
of
going down south.
companionship.
I'm actually eager to see the South quite a bit.
It's
I
very
will say
nice.
there are pockets. There are many pockets of that here. I mean, just last night, for instance, the Wanderers Guild, wonderful. Their leader, Pactilla. He actually invited over a number of people in the area, mostly people Vintage Cross and some of the people from Phoenix Dominion, different ones who usually gather around here. And we all went over to the Wanderers Guild at a winter solstice celebration, which
Oh.
mainly involved doing a bunch of gambling at their casino and then going down and fighting in the fight pit.
God.
So it was quite
I
fun.
personally, we were down south. We're preparing for what we call the New Winter Feast. The New Winter Feast is essentially a New Year's celebration, the coming of a new year. Uh, Once the fourth year hits here, all of the United City states are going to gather down south at BSCU and have a massive feast down there. Have fun,
That actually sounds
probably
nice.
gamble. we would love for you all to come.
Oh, I'm sure if you invited us, many of us would make it out. I know the Church of the Rat God is going to have some sort of New Year's Day, I think.
Yeah.
Do you have the Church of the Rat God down south?
No. Down
Oh,
south, it's either the Faith of the Flax or the Church of the Lightbringer that has reached us. It's been mostly seen as heresy, down south.
I'm
Uh,
actually a follower of the Flax, as it is, but I do
ah,
have that if you'd ever like to read it. Quite
uh,
fun.
oh, okay. I would like to read it at some point. I won't read it now because I'm
Yes.
pretty entertained with this. But
Oh, yes. But do feel free to.
I personally have a lot of friends down in Cabrini that are also followers of the Flax. But me
Hmm.
myself am a faithful of the Church of the Lightbringer, personally.
Ah, this was a gift from Skyfish, so I certainly keep it here.
It's
Oh,
very beautiful. I
so I
love
do.
their architecture. I haven't seen it in person. I'm so excited to see it in person.
Oh, the church is quite nice. I will admit, I think the city is a little bit. Probably use some more grander structures, which I know they'll work. But the
Yeah.
road there is especially one I think you'll find.
Yeah. But yeah, um honestly, the Church of the Rat God, or as we call them, the Cult of the Rat God, it
Ah, yes.
hasn't reached down there mostly because of one of the issues. You remember the flowers incident in the summit?
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
The rat priest.
a lot of people have shared his sentiment with how he has essentially when he talked about the flax, when he spread about the flax, he slandered the name. He slandered the name
Oh,
of
yes.
that, as well as he slandered the name of the cult, the Church of the Lightbringer.
Ah, yes. I
And
suppose, ultimately, as a merchant, I find it hard with religion. I'll sell to anybody.
yeah,
I got my money in that.
I am but a humble wanderer. I have my face in some, but that is all.
Well, here, the, oh, well, I suppose it's not copyable, but if, but if you'd like, you're more than welcome to stop by and read their writings. Quite entertaining.
Yeah. We've also I have a question. Have
But do you
you
still?
received any cryptic weird letters? Anything of that sort?
Hmm,
Maybe
no.
some texts that are spoken in some very very broken English. Like it seems like a
Hmm.
5-year-old wrote it, but they're talking about some boss, some big boss or something like that.
Hmm. That I'm not sure of. I don't think I've seen anything quite that.
So down south, we've had that encounter. Specifically, Trinity Hold and the Smiths of the West have had that encounter where. Let me read you one of uh their little notes that they left. Uh,
Oh,
it's
do you
in.
happen to have the? Sorry, you
Huh?
have to have the rat god writing still?
Yeah, I still have it in my hands.
Oh yeah. Here, I'll put it back in the thing over here.
Let
It's
me.
somewhat precious to me only because one of the priests.
That's perfectly fine. Let me read it.
Yeah. Oh, it's quite long. You may need to come when you have time to do it.
Well, I'm not reading it actively. I'm just passing pages slowly, and I'll read it after once I overview the video.
Oh, I got you. Here, let me make us another pie real quick.
Oh, wow. That's a lot. Here you go, Kaiser.
Oh, well, thanks.
Oop.
So it is quite a bit. Oh, sorry. I was surprised when I first got.
God.
But I'm sorry. What were you saying?
So, with what we have found, they talk about some boss, and they call themselves Muggerns.
Interesting.
It seems very goblin-esque in the way that they talk. They talk in very, very, very broken English. It seems like, do you know the Warhammer orcs?
Oh, yes.
They talk like that. The writing is in very broken Cockney English.
That's kind of curious.
Like one line
haven't-
says, "The boss is almost all woken up now, with a full gut near less, and I wants to speak with your boss. Westliff, your fancy papers holder, your boss can stamp it with your fancy stamp. The boss has won, you know. It's the boss and not one of his muggerns."
Well, that's kind of disturbing.
Yeah, we haven't really what's the word? We haven't really encountered it outside of just overall the South.
Hmm.
But I wonder if anybody else in the North have seen anything. Any tidbits of lore? Have you seen anything interesting? Any monuments? Any rare sightings of any creatures or whatever of the sort? Or any
Oh,
text?
not too much. You'll see an albino elk every so.
Oh.
And then what else? Oh, there is the roads are usually some of the more interesting things. I think you'll find in Bastion one of the most impressive structures.
Mhm.
Museum of Archivists, or the Archive as they generally refer to it. Quite
Okay.
beautiful. Ominous, but. And then, what else? Oh, Taskhaven, I must say, is very delightful. It's a very beautiful. Probably the most beautiful. And then Norfolk has one of the better crafters, or excuse me, chiselers, and they've done quite a good job with the city.
Mm,
What else?
okay.
Beyond that, I can't think of too much. There is one other settlement you might want to check out, though.
Which one would that be?
Abalon.
Abaddon.
Abalon.
Abalon?
Abalon. Yeah.
Oh,
So
I haven't
it's
heard of them.
yeah. If you'd like, I can give you the. It's -2,000 11111. Excuse me,
Negative.
1111. Oh, I'm so sorry. I burnt the pot.
Oh, that's perfectly fine.
Oh, here you are.
So it's negative 2,000
1111.
and then 1111. So they're south?
Yes. Yeah, they're a small village, little crude, but nice people. Oh, the other thing you might enjoy too is if you go south of here, not very far, but to negative 500, 600.
I'm looking at the region you're talking about. I passed through there, but it's been mostly abandoned.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it seems like it's. I've passed through there. It's on the road, between Aberdawn and Carburia. If I, so it's negative 2,000, and then 1111, right?
Oh, no, 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 I'm sorry. Negative 1200.
Negative 1,200. Okay.
That's Avalon.
Oh, that's at. Oh wow. We're thinking of the same one, but it's different name. No, it's Aberdawn. If you look at the Discord server, it's the city of Aberdawn.
Oh,
Yes.
but that's
Oh.
hilarious. I always thought
I've
that was a different place.
no, I've been there. I know Stinky from there. He's a really nice
Oh, yes,
person.
Stinky, yes. Okay,
Um,
that's funny. The other place, though, I mentioned negative 500, 600,
mhm.
very close by here. Those are a couple of Canadian brothers. They have built what is easily the largest berry farm. They're
Mm.
probably at least a good inventory of berries every in-game day when it's not snowing.
Oh wow. Okay.
Very impressive.
All right. Other than that, what else can you tell me of up here? Any stories? Anything in particular of interest?
Well, not that I can think of too much. Hmm. Any particular stories of interest? Honestly, most of the stuff here is centered around the summit, to be quite honest.
Okay.
Some items you might have heard of. Recently, there was an elk.
Yeah.
They stole one of the, well, an albino elk,
Oh.
Phoenix Dominion, the one set for their leader.
Wait, who
Um,
stole an albino elk from the Phoenix Dominion?
oh, someone. We just don't know. It seems like somebody stole it, though.
Oh. Oh dear.
It was one of the 20 that they won from the summit.
Yeah, jeez. That seems
Uh,
like a lot.
but what else? Hmm. Yeah, that's probably the biggest one. Certainly, when you get to Plainview, you'll see a museum up on the hill that's currently under construction. I'm doing a lot of their chiseling, but
Okay.
that should be quite the sight when it.
I am excited to see that. Well, is there anything else that you would like to share with me? Any comments? Any questions? Concerns?
No, I think that's probably all I have for. I'm just a humble merchant.
Is there a message that you would like the uh the server to hear?
Hmm.
Anything you would like to tell the whole of the server?
Really know if there's anything in particular. I suppose, in general, I appreciate how active the server is. When I left for a short bit, I did find that this was probably the most active civilization server.
Hmm.
So I am thankful. A lot of good people have really joined and made it feel like a very cool world.
I'm glad to hear that. Well, Kaiser,
Yes.
if there's nothing else, I would like to thank you for your time, and I will be